Hello, my name is Gokhan. We've been working on crypto and blockchain for about a year. Our project name is called Kimlic. And we are working to create a KYC network, KYC ecosystem on blockchain for both crypto and banking. Research says financial institutions spent up to 500 million, an average 150 million, on KYC and customer due diligence in 2017. So, as we know, crypto space is regulated each day with new regulations, or in each market differently, but banking is more old, has already established regulations, and crypto space use and benchmark banking sector when they do KYC. So it's already established rules regarding KYC in banking. So what are the problems and the solution we give to KYC? So firstly, it's about identification, and identity is a personal data. And when you provide your data to a financial institution, they need to retain this data in case of for audit. But this process is very closed loop system, because you do KYC for one business, and you need to do it again and again for each different business. And especially in the crypto space, if you're an investor, especially in ICOs, you need to do it very often, and it's very a time-consuming process. And also, it's a process that business needs to take care of, and they need to spend some time and money on this. Kimlic proposes a disruptive method to distribute proofs of a KYC using blockchain between different financial institutions. And in order to do that, the challenge is we want to validate identity of the user and their other personal information like address, email, phone number, and we create a system that we don't retain any user data on our blockchain, but we still can validate it, and we can prove that the user that you are onboarding is a individual that has already been validated. So in order to do that, we utilize blockchain technology. And in the center of the system, there is a digital identity. And we are building a KYC and attestation engine where we connect to digital ID verification parties, where users use video verification. And in video verification, it's more secure than taking pictures of your ID, and it's more, it has a higher assurance level also for the business, because it's harder to manipulate in the video. Secondly, we are building the product to comply with GDPR, which is General Data Protection Regulation, which comes effect May 2018, this year. And it says if you have any European Union citizen as a customer, you need to comply with this regulation, or you'll be fined up to 2% of your global turnover for any breach. So that's very important. Even if you are not a European business, you need to comply. And we are building the product to be GDPR compliant by design from the start. And main feature of the another main feature of the product is that it uses a passwordless authentication. What it means that based on device identity and the user's private key and blockchain identity, they can authenticate to any digital service using their biometrics on their mobile phone. So they don't need to create separate profiles and passwords for each digital business or digital platform. Not necessarily blockchain. It can be any digital platform, e-commerce or travel that you need to authenticate can use our platform, and it doesn't need any password to authenticate because it's a new technology that we use. And lastly, we have a rewarding mechanism to reward all parties in the ecosystem, including the user. And firstly, we don't hold any user data on our blockchain and in our database. All the data sits on the device of the user. And because of this, it's also not possible for us to use this data, and we are designing to be trustless platform that users don't need to trust us for their data. Yeah, as I explained, we are not planning to work only for blockchain startups or banks, but also e-commerce website, airlines, and we are at the moment integrated with electronic ID systems to validate validity of the identity of the user. So how does it work? When you download the app, you enter your personal data and you take video stream session to record that you hold your passport or driver license, and it sends this data directly to the business that you are going to onboard. And also the original copy stays on your device. So if it's your first time using the system, firstly, digitally it's validated. Secondly, business can do further checks and validation on you. And they can send this validation to blockchain. And why they do that? Because we create a token economy to motivate this. I'm passing this. So main parties in this token economy are the attestation parties, which validate any digital identity data. And also another role is that if they use other businesses' validation, they are a relying party, and relying parties pay in tokens for ID validation. But the good thing that if you are spending on KYC as a business for new user acquisition, in the future, when this user onboards other entities, other businesses based on your validation, you earn tokens as business. So we are aiming that you will even make positive profit from the KYC, which is at the moment a cost for you. And when the experience is like that, you create a connect with Kimlic button on your website, which communicates with our API, and you run a node for your company where only your customers' data, which is a private data, can be accessible by your company with your private keys. And what you get through API is both data and some metric that tells about how trustable is this data. And we call it identity assurance score. And it is possible that if a bank onboarded you using our system, they do on-site verification, which is a higher assurance. You get a higher score. We are using a private blockchain for this because we want to, we need to create private transactions on blockchain. And we use Quorum, which is a enterprise Ethereum Alliance modification of Ethereum. And Quorum enables, as I said, private transaction. That's the main feature we are using. And what are the difference of Kimlic from other identity and KYC projects? Firstly, we focus for crypto world globally, but we also focus banking, and we focus on European Union regulations for banking. And we are GDPR compliant, as I said, by design, which is very important. We do both online and offline. We support both online and offline verification of identity. It's a decentralized solution because all the information, all the signatures are hosted on business nodes. Business holds the blockchain nodes. And it has a very strong token economy, and it is integrated to ERC20 token on public Ethereum. So we communicate private blockchain with public Ethereum. Yeah, so we are issuing 100 million tokens. Sorry, there's a typo here. And half of them will be sold during the ICO. And in the ICO, we plan to sell most of it during the pre-sale and the private sale. We have finalized the initial step, and we already raised about 730 ethers in the first round. And now the second round will be starting in June. And we want to finalize the token sale in July. And for the private sale, the minimum purchase is 50 ether and maximum is 500 ether capped. And there will be a 6-month vesting when unlocking the tokens. So, yeah, 50% is sold. Some percentages are going to a reward pool, which still go to the onboarding new users. And we reserve about 9% for future to the company, and founders and teams get 13%. Yeah, so we have a prototype. We'll finalize the MVP around July. We have made meetings with about 12 different banks and also several exchanges, and we'll announce our partnerships very soon as we approach the next round of sale. And these are the banks we have had meetings. Some of them are local banks. And yeah, we are established in Turkey, Estonia, and we have a development team in Ukraine. And we are a member of Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, since we also use the technology of Alliance, and we are a member of OpenID. Yeah, I think that's basically it. Thank you very much.